Hey YouTube, what's up? I guess no one's here yet. I don't know if anyone will be here. But yeah, just another day. I thought I would stream live for a few moments at least. See where it goes. The conversations always end up going like so many different places. So, yep. So, how's Friday going for you guys? Well, no one's here. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10. So, okay, we have a viewer. I wonder who's the viewer. Well, thanks for tuning in to whoever is viewing. It's very appreciated. Yeah, I'm using the YouTube mobile app. And I'm guessing the mobile app doesn't have as many options as the desktop. Oh, hey, soybeans. Oh, you're at work? Seems like you must work at a pretty cool place or a pretty laid back place if they let you like watch streams or whatever, or at least listen to a stream. What type of work do you do? Thanks for the support. Oh, environmental scientists. Oh, wow. Very smart. You work for a private agency or a government agency? Okay, a private agency. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. What does your job entail? Environmental scientist. So you would be outside in the field working, kind of taking, I guess, samples of the soil or the water, or would it be more like indoor work, or a combination of both, maybe? And shout out to the second viewer who's tuned in. Don't know who you are yet, but thanks for watching. Okay, a combination of both. Okay. Were you able to use a bachelor's degree to get your job, or was it more like they wanted you to have like a master's or PhD? Yep, someone tuned out. Okay, extra certifications. Okay, welcome to the second viewer. Welcome back. Or welcome. Oh, they left. Yeah, perhaps I may have started this stream a little earlier than usual. Okay, someone else is back. Yeah, or here. Oh, hey, focus chick. Good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in. Is this your first time tuning into a live stream? A live stream of me? Because I don't remember seeing. I think this might be. Well, if it is, welcome. All right, no problem. Thanks for the support. I understand we all have things to do. You know. And shout out to the third viewer, whoever you may be. But I guess maybe we can get into a topic, or at least start talking about a topic. I guess here's an interesting one. Do you guys know about Tinashe and how she kind of blamed colorism for her lack of success in the music industry? So I guess we can put the question out there. Do you think that, light-skinned and biracial people should be complaining about, or have a right to complain about colorism? No. Or do you maybe feel it's more like a white person complaining about racism or something? All right, shout out to the 4 viewers. Thanks for watching. Let's see. Soybean says, I don't think they should because they seem to be the standard. I say especially, I think the women especially. I don't think this is something that, biracial folks need to hijack, as far as like speaking out about colorism and things like that. I think really the only colorism claim they have is not being black enough. And I'm not sure if that's exactly colorism. I mean, I feel like that can kind of be like proven, because you can do a DNA test and, an ancestry DNA test and prove like, okay, you're this much black, right? In comparison to a monoracial black person, aren't as black as that person. So, I mean, it's kind of like it's true, you know. I don't think people necessarily need to be nasty about it, right? But I will say that, that is like something that you can prove with science and, like biology, right? Too light to be black. But if you're a biracial or light skinned girl, there's an army of dark skinned men willing to defend your blackness. You know that, right? So really, it's like, well, you kind of will be able to just slide in and slip in anyway. For other, and also that's the thing, like the light skinned and biracial chicks don't even have to do much of anything, you know, except for just look pretty, and they don't even have to do that. They can be basic and still get the army of dark skinned black men to come to their rescue, you know. Who's the third viewer? Like this mobile app should be able to give you like a list of who's watching you. It just shows you how many people are watching you, but it doesn't tell you like who until you like post a comment. So I think YouTube, you guys on the right track, but you just I think need to kind of um, revamp it a little bit more. A little bit more. Um, but yeah, I guess for me personally, I try not to take up like space in terms of like, oh, I have it so tough, like, because I think ultimately I don't. I mean, of course, we all have problems. Privilege doesn't mean that your life is perfect, right? Just because you're rich, I mean, being rich is a privilege, but just because you're rich, it doesn't mean that your life is perfect. And the same with all other types of privileges. But it does mean that things are kind of like, um, you know, set up a little bit more in your favor. Let's see. Focus Chick posted, I do try to sympathize because I know people who have faced problems because they were viewed as too light, but it's rare that a light-skinned person is told they are unattractive for being light. That's true. That's true. Even if they are unattractive, like people never say, oh, like the basic and mediocre light-skinned chicks especially, like no one ever says to them, like, oh, you're pretty mediocre for a light-skinned chick. All right, you're pretty basic for a light-skinned chick. I thought you would look like a lot better than this. But with the dark-skinned women, they'll want to remind you, like, oh, you're pretty for a dark-skinned chick. So, like, folks, a lot of these dudes especially are hypnotized by that beige, waffle color, golden, whatever you want to call it, skin tone that these women have. I guess, people view that as being attractive. And also, I think sometimes some men feel like it's not a good look for them to be with someone who is, like them. Let's see. I've gotten you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. That's messed up. But the sad thing is, like, that's so common. I've heard that so many times. You know, I've even asked that question in one of my videos, you know. Who does the comment come from? Well, I imagine it's coming from black men saying that comment, because I feel like they would be the most comfortable to say that. Um, and also the one who would look at the skin tone, while I think other people outside the community would view you more so as your race. Yeah, let's see. In Tinashe's case, it's highly unlikely that her career is struggling because she's too light or biracial when lighter women run the music world. Yeah, you know, you got Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Beyonce. I think maybe you guys might need to flip the script if someone says that to you guys again. Especially depending on who the person is. If it's a dark-skinned dude, you know, just be like, you know, say some maybe backhanded fucked up shit about him. Like, oh, you know, um, well, I guess that would depend on if he's accomplished or not. But like, oh, you know, you're pretty accomplished for a dark-skinned man. You know, are like, oh, you know, you look pretty good to be dark-skinned. And I bet you that'll probably throw them for a loop, you know, because it'll probably, what? That'll shake them up probably, you know. I think probably like the light-skinned dude equivalent of that is like, um, say, LOL, I know I need to. I have a problem with being too nice to people, shaking my head. Yeah, sometimes I think I kind of suffer from that problem too. But at one point or another, my niceties end, especially if it's just straight up fuck shit. Let's see. I was young at the time. I was shocked because it was a random person on the street. Mm. Yep, and it always seems to be coming from, I don't know, kind of like the same group, more or less. um, let's see. But I think like a light-skinned dude equivalent of that is like, um, let's see, it's like, you know, I'm not normally attracted to light-skinned dudes, or I don't usually date light-skinned dudes. But even then, I think that's like a nicer way to say it. I don't think it's necessary. But it's still, at least it says like, oh, to me, you're not really my type, or to me, you're not really a, you know, you wouldn't be what I usually consider attractive. But at least it's like, oh, this is just my preference, right? When they flip it around and say, oh, you're pretty for a dark-skinned chick, then it's just like, it seems like, oh, you're the exception to the rule that dark-skinned chicks are not pretty. Yeah. And I'm not saying that both of those, I'm definitely saying that they're not on the same level, you know. But I will say that it's kind of like not an exact equivalent, but, you know, somewhat reminiscent of that comment, though. But sometimes it's like, is it really necessary to say the rest? You know? Can she just be, oh, you're so pretty, you know? Yeah. I don't know. the handsome standard in the black community is stacked against light-skinned men, you know, to be honest. Light-skinned men manage, definitely. Somehow, some way, despite not having the media promotion, despite having the handsome standard not in their favor, for some way, it seems like light-skinned dudes manage, you know, somehow. Let's see. Soybeans. And the thing is, so many brown and dark-skinned women get this comment, which would mean pretty dark girls aren't rare. I think people associate the idea of darkness not being feminine, right? In the community especially. Kind of like how they associate lightness with being feminine, right? That's how you get like those light-skinned dude stereotypes, you know, those negative light-skinned dude stereotypes, you know? Like, oh, he's emotional, you know, even though the most emotional Negro in the community is the dark-skinned black man, you know? Or, oh, you know, he's not as tough, you know, again, because of the skin tone, right? And I'll say, you know, it does kind of lend, I don't know, it does seem to enhance toughness. Well, it enhances the image, I guess, of toughness. You know. I mean, and I'm not like a hater or anything. I can give people, you know, their props and compliments, you know. I do think that dark-skinned men do look, you know, tough and look masculine. And the only reason I would hesitate to say that is because, like, I know there's, like, black women who have features that are similar to those, and I don't want to associate those features with being, like, strictly masculine features, you know, because that's not true. But I think we've just been conditioned to view those features as being masculine, right? And that goes, like, back to slavery, right? Viewer number 3. I wonder who that could be. But also, there's like some dudes. It seems like the dark-skinned dudes don't seem to have any sympathy for the dark-skinned women. It's just like, okay, I got on. It's good. I'm cool. Whatever. You know. Let's see. It's funny. I know plenty of very masculine, light-skinned men. In fact, some of the most stereotypically masculine men I know are lighter. I'd say that is something, you know. And also, this is a bit of a sidebar, but what's up with these light-skinned dude memes? Like, I haven't really seen any on my, like, social media stuff. Thankfully, I don't think I really follow people who would have that sort of a thing. I know Angel Ramirez Jordan, he has spoke about, you know, his times, like, in childhood and growing up where he had to fight and he felt like, you know, a lot of the things that he was experiencing was because of his skin tone, because a lot of times it did come from, you know, dark-skinned black men for some reason, you know. And I've actually even heard someone post a story, you know, they posted it. I'm not 100% sure if this is true or not, but they posted it and they said, like, this group, like, a group of dark-skinned black men got together and, you know, cut up and stabbed the face of this light-skinned dude. this light-skinned man, because he was getting a lot of attention from the women in the neighborhood. And then she said the funny thing is, he's still getting attention despite the cuts on his face. Some of these people, like some of these dark-skinned people, well, dark-skinned men, kind of like to put it all on black women, on dark-skinned black women, like they're the only ones who got like some type of colorism issue or feel a certain type of way about their light-skinned counterpart. And that's not entirely true, And I feel like a lot of this is sort of, fueled by dark-skinned black men on the low. And by the way, just in case someone, may be feeling some type of a way, I don't, have any animosity. I don't hate dark-skinned men at all. A group of dark-skinned men never attacked me as a kid or as an adult, the most I've received as far as like negativity from, dark-skinned black men, it's more than just like some slick comments, here and there throughout like grade school, pretty much like a slick comment, and maybe on the job, like a slick comment. But ultimately, I don't have any animosity. Really, if I see like a group of dark-skinned men, I'm like, hey, that's what's up, They seem like some cool people, I feel like I would probably be welcomed, because ultimately I feel like that's my experience, But some other light-skinned men don't feel that way, though, Yeah, it was crazy that they did that to that dude, Usually, when you hear about stories like that, it's usually like, oh, the dark-skinned women did it to the light-skinned woman. And then that continues to perpetuate the stereotype. You're bitter, you're jealous, you're angry, you're violent. This is why no one likes you. That sort of shit. Oh, hey, Jane St. Clair. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. And I hope all is well. These men have been completely broken by white supremacy. It's sad. It does seem that way. I think as a collective, it does seem that way. It's sometimes when you talk about these type of issues, it kind of gets to like, what's the point sometimes? Like, are things going to ever really change? And I think this is what causes some people to sort of give up on like the black community in general and just, go outside of the community, Me personally, I don't know. I would kind of, I'm trying to, just thug it out. I mean, if I wanted to leave the community, to be real, I could leave, Not trying to sound, uppity or high and mighty or whatever. But I don't want to leave, But I would feel like I would probably be pushed out if I were to leave, though. They're probably like pushing you out. Yeah, you should. I think you should, everyone should thug it out. But some people, it's just like, I got one life to live and I'm not wasting my time. And I can kind of understand that. But it's like, if we don't thug it out, then who else is going to thug it out? Like, if we ain't really invested, then what's going to happen, And as I mentioned a few times before, I'm like, when black women leave the community as a collective, I'm done. I'm out. That's probably when I would just leave, when black women as a collective give up on the community. Because once that happens, the community is done for. Our blackness is too beautiful to run from. I'm not here for giving in to white supremacy. I agree, you know. And I think sometimes we forget that our blackness is beautiful, you know. Because sometimes it seems like you kind of are sent messages like blackness is something that you should have to apologize for. Blackness is something that you should run away from. You should try not to be associated with blackness, you know. But really, I mean, blackness is, you know, very beautiful, very regal, you know, very human, right? Everything came from blackness as far as like humanity. Everyone came from blackness. Like, I'm not trading my 59 or 57% blackness for anything. Despite what comes, you know, the negativity that comes with that, you know, I'm not trading that. You know, that was my birthright, and I'm going to hold on to it. See, off topic, but what did you think of my painting? Which one? I had saw a painting of a kid, a young black female. I think that's the one I mainly remember. Okay, that one. Yeah, I thought it was very, very artistic. I like the coloration in the photo. It looks like it was done with, like, I guess watercolors or pastels or stuff, and I'm not really up on art stuff. Do you have art class today? Usually classes on Fridays. I don't know. I guess I used to sometimes have classes on Friday and sometimes not. I don't know. Yeah, but if we're not invested in blackness, then who else will? Oh, you only have art classes on Tuesdays. You go part-time? Yeah, but I feel like we have to be invested in blackness. Let's see. Dang it, I hate to leave, but I have to get started on my errands. If you're streaming later, I'll be happy to chat again. Have a great day. Steven, Jane St. Clair, and Soybeans. Oh, I'm sad that you have to go, but thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate the support. I'll probably be back on here at one point or another. I'm not entirely sure. It probably would be at the latest, probably Monday. But I probably will be back on here at some point or another. Thanks for the support. Have a good day and good luck with the errands. Am I by myself? Um, at the moment, yeah. She is currently working. I think we're going to end up doing some stuff tonight and through the weekend. I'm not sure if I want to do a dare. I don't know. This live stream is being broadcast. No fun. Well, it's not that I'm no fun. I don't know. I think probably I need to chat with you on private. I don't know. That seems a bit strange. Koda Kumi. Well, the songs are in like Japanese. Money in the Bag. Um, she like, I want your money in the bag, money in the bag. Hey, Utada Hikaru. Yeah, she has some English songs. You know, she was raised in Manhattan, New York, so she should have some English songs. Tippy Toe. You're like a grape. All right. Have a good day, Soybean. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Adios and thanks for support and tuning in. It's someone else here, I think. Okay, now it's just one person. Favorite scary movie? I can't think of one at the moment. Hmm. I'd say my favorite scary movie video game is Clock Tower. Do I like the Conjuring films? Never heard of them. I think perhaps maybe I should talk to you privately. I think this might be getting a little too. I don't know. It just seems like the subject matter wouldn't appeal to other people. But I think let me see if I can contact you privately. So let me end this, and then I'll see if I can get talk to you privately. Give me a moment.